You know, it's crazy how quickly summer came and went, he says in November. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nate, and for those of you who are new here, I am an illustrator whose work reflects the things that I collect. And I collect a lot of things. It's been a quiet summer for me in terms of creativity, but the one thing I have learned is that whenever the creativity does hit you, make sure you don't let it pass by. Create what you feel compelled to create and see where that takes you. And for me this time, it was a couple of stickers. These first two I made are based on what I've been seeing on TikTok. The MF Whooper I talked about last video was based on this remix from MF Doom's Hoe Cakes.
I got this girl and she wants me to duke her. I told her I'll come scoop her around 8. She said,
I know I was mad late to that trend, but I love Doom's music that I was inspired to make my own version of Whooper wearing his mask. The second sticker I made came from seeing all these TikToks about people treating Pokemon cards like they were stocks. I thought of the stonks meme and wanted to combine that with Giovanni from Team Rocket to tie it all together nicely. I spent a good amount of time debating and testing a good size for these two stickers, and I'd like to believe I ended up on a good size. Naturally, with all this testing, I ended up with more samples than I needed, so if you're interested in grabbing one for yourself for free, you can visit my shop and enter this code at checkout. Rose got an invite for a preview of a Popcore opening in downtown Toronto. For those of you who don't know, we don't actually have a Pop Mart just yet, only authorized sellers, one of which includes Popcore. Their first location is in the East End at Pacific Mall, and now they'll have one in the heart of the city on Queen Street. I personally wish they had more options, but it was understandable for them to be limited considering they haven't even opened yet at the time of this preview. They didn't even have their POS systems yet, so if you wanted something that day, you had to either pay via cash or e-transfer. I got bored at work and started doodling on a sticky note, and I came up with the idea for Darkrai as a Poncho Pikachu. If you're not familiar, Poncho Pikachu cards are quite literally that, Pikachu wearing a poncho that resembles another Pokemon. The most popular ones include Charizard and Rayquaza, but there are others as well, even Eevee ponchos with the evolutions. Poncho cards have hit that status where they're way too expensive to even consider owning, for me anyway. But they are a fun idea, especially if your favorite Pokemon don't have a Pikachu poncho. In my case, I went with Darkrai.
what a nice looking chap.
He's one of my favorite Pokemon. Quiet, introverted, keeps to himself unless provoked, and protects those he cares about. I took my sticky note doodles and tried a first version, and the elements were there, but it didn't feel poncho enough until I realized something. Most, if not all, ponchos tend to have the hood part almost be like a mouthpiece of the Pokemon, and that's kind of an issue with Darkrai since the only distinguishing feature on his head is his blue eye. I tried incorporating the blue eye onto Pikachu directly, but it still didn't feel right, so we went to version 2. This one definitely felt much closer to a standard poncho and was eventually the one I ended up going with. Welcome to Collector's Corner. This is where I can show you my latest pickups as well as what's on the horizon that I'm hoping to grab if I can. For Pokemon cards, I managed to get this Team Rocket's Moltres UPC box from the EB Game Shop in Toronto. I'm not entirely sure why they decided to sell these UPCs at two specific locations, one in Montreal and one here in Toronto, but we did have a dinner downtown, so we got to pick this up as well as see what was actually in the store. It was pretty cool. They had some crazy slabs on display, including this Mew here and the Big Teeny promos. Anyways, going back to the UPC, the main reason why I wanted this one is because of the included promos inside this box. The main one being the SIR Team Rocket's Moltres that came from Destined Rivals. This one though has a stamp like the other two cards. I wanted this to complete my Birds trio with Zapdos from 151 and Articuno from Journey Together. I do wish Articuno had the SIR class like the other two, but that being said, I am glad I have all three in my binder. It was also the release of Phantasmal Flames at the time of recording this segment, and while I haven't received my ETB or booster box from Pokemon Center just yet, I did manage to get 2 of the Charizard UPCs, one via Pokemon Center and another through Rose as she actually went to EB Games. Obviously I wanted the promos in the UPC, and I was hoping for more packs of Phantasmal inside these boxes, so that it was a better shot at getting the Charizard SAR or even the gold card, but this specific box that we opened wasn't successful, and that's okay. Aside from that, some of the more recent cards I picked up are this shiny Terastallized Charizard from the Great Tusk, Iron Treads, Paldean Fates box. These are the ones that dropped at Walmart. This Ceruledge from the Chinese Gem Pack 3, Cynthia's Garchomp from Destin Rivals, but this one is in Korean since English is way too expensive right now. This Haunter from the Mega Gengar Battle Decks. I've also been picking up a lot of Groudon cards, as many as I can, just in case the rumors prove to be true of an upcoming set focusing on Generation 3. Groudon is definitely up there in terms of my favorite Pokemon, so I definitely want to make sure I can get the cards I can while they're still cheap. In terms of things outside of Pokemon cards that I have been keeping an eye on, it's been a couple of months, maybe years that I'll say, that I've actually been keeping track of a pair of shoes that was coming out, and it is the Chicago 1 Lows. I don't know if you've seen my display case up there, but I like my Chicagos like most sneakerheads do. Most sneakerheads, they've been waiting for this pair to come out with that structure with that construction versus more recent pairs, where I think the biggest thing that we were hoping for was the bigger swoosh, which it did come in. These recent pairs of lows, they've been more so redesigned with a smaller swoosh that while it's okay, it's nothing like the original that we've been wanting. So to have the Chicagos in the original construction with the bigger swoosh, just perfect. So I ordered my pair, and then hopefully it'll be coming soon, and definitely looking forward to putting that on feet next summer, since obviously we're in November now. Another thing that I've been looking forward to is the Naruto Akatsuki blind boxes, but I specifically only want the Itachi. I'm not too big on the other members. So I'm thinking of buying that direct instead of, risking it in the actual blind boxes. Yeah, it takes away from the fun, but it also doesn't take away too much money out of my pocket. But that about wraps up this video. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I will admit I've been struggling to find the time and energy to shoot and edit, but I do my best to get these out for those who are interested in watching. So if that's you, I appreciate you showing your support, whether you're liking my videos or commenting on them. I do my best to reply to you guys as quickly as I can. Sometimes I miss a few, but I always come back and make sure. But yeah, hope to see all of you in the next video, and until then, take care.